Hi guys, I'm Raven, a mental health enthusiast, and today we are going to be talking about the difference between a nervous breakdown and a spiritual awakening. Because sometimes you can feel like you're going absolutely crazy when really you're just having a spiritual awakening or maybe a Kundalini awakening. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay guys, so I want to make it abundantly clear that I will be talking about suicide in this video. And so if you are sensitive to that subject, please protect yourself and click off of this video right now, okay? Because we will be talking about suicide. So if it's a trigger for you, please click off of this video right now. I have plenty of other videos where I don't talk about such sensitive content there, okay? So go just to my regular channel page and watch something there. But please guard yourself, guard your heart, and click off of this video if you are sensitive to talking about suicide, okay? Now, let's get real, okay? Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable, but I have to. If I want my life to change, I have to. I can't keep doing the same thing. That is insanity. So let's be real. Let's get real. So I want to start off the video by talking about how I've been feeling. And I always say, if I'm going through it, there are probably other people in the world who are going through it too. Right? Shoot, growing might be right. If I'm going through it, there are other people in the world who are probably going through it too. So I will tell my story. I will share my story of just how I've been feeling. Y'all, 2020 has been 2020 has been crazy. This has been a crazy year. It's a crazy time, and my spirit is it's shooketh. My spirit is shooketh. So, like always, I have my notes here that I put in Trello. If you want to know more about Trello, it's just what I use to outline all of my videos. Not sponsored. I ain't nobody. It's not sponsored, but it's called Trello. I'll put the information in the description box. But here we go. Let's do this. So I want to talk about how I've been feeling. So let's start with overwhelmed. I've been absolutely overwhelmed. It seems like everything that can possibly happen in my life, that can possibly go wrong, has gone wrong. What is that? Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and that has happened to me. You guys, I feel completely overwhelmed. I'm a mom of 2. I just had my son 4 months ago, and I'm still coming down off of that rush of hormones, and it's just a whole thing. My daughter has her own special needs. I won't get into it much further than that for her privacy. Home life, it's just all been overwhelming without giving too much of my privacy away. It's been a lot going on, and I am completely and absolutely overwhelmed. Next, I have here that I've been feeling tethered and caged. Do you know what I'm saying by that feeling? I feel like I am stuck in this one place, and it doesn't help that we have these stay-at-home orders or that we're quarantining or whatever we're doing, but I feel stuck, like I'm not allowed to move, like I'm not allowed to breathe. I feel like a caged bird, and I'm sinking in. I want to be free. And that's such a scary feeling. It feels frightening, suffocating, claustrophobic, mentally claustrophobic. I feel like mental claustrophobia is, whew, it's horrible. It can be just as bad as actual physical claustrophobia. I have here that I've been feeling inauthentic. And what I mean by that is I have this YouTube channel where I talk all about mental health. That's what my YouTube channel is about, mental health. Yeah, in my own life, I am struggling mentally. I deal with depression. If you're new here, I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety. I deal with ornithophobia. I'm afraid of birds, like in real life. I'm terrified. The thing that plagues me the most, in my opinion, is my depression. My depression is absolutely crippling. So much so to the point where I'm beginning to be slightly afraid, because it's almost like my depression is starting to win out. It's starting to win over. And so when I say that I've been feeling inauthentic, it's just like I'm on here trying to help others. But my personal life, my personal mental life is like in shambles. But you know what? I think that's all a part of the process. I think that a lot of the reason why I continue to make YouTube videos and I continue to run my channel is because I don't want people to feel like I feel. I don't, sorry. I don't want others to feel like I feel. And so I make these mental health videos giving you tips on how to improve your life, your mental health, and just sort of live a better life and live a more enjoyable life. And I think I do that because, like I say, I don't want others to feel the way I feel. Next, I have on here that I have been self-policing. God, I'm so tired of that. I'm tired of self-policing. I look at people who just don't care and they live loud and they live proud. That's why I love the LGBTQ plus community, because I feel like so many of them just live loud and proud, right? Not everybody, of course, but just as a community, they tend to dig deep and find that strength within just to be completely and totally authentic. And I absolutely love that. I admire that. I want that. I want that. And I'm tired of self-policing. Everywhere I go, y'all, if I go to the store, I make sure that I'm walking right, that I'm not, if I'm with someone, maybe I make sure that I'm not being too loud, not being too black, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be seen as this ghetto, you know, typical black girl, and that is so wild and so crazy. I'm doing a video on that, y'all, soon. Please subscribe to my channel because I have some good crazy content coming. Okay, I'm going to be talking about self-policing, respectability politics in a future video. I'm working on that. Okay, but self-policing, and I'm so tired of doing that. I'm so tired of doing that. And I am just so ready for that breakthrough where I feel like I want to live unapologetically me. I mean, the haircut is step one. Okay. Next I have on here postpartum depression. I want to talk about postpartum depression. So like I say, I have major depressive disorder. I've had it for a long time. But also I have 2 children, and I feel like the second pregnancy really hit me hard mentally. I feel like I really experienced postpartum depression in a really big way. And honestly, it was really hard to identify, just because it just was, there's so much going on. And then finally looking back, I'm thinking, man, I have postpartum depression. And postpartum anxiety is a real thing, you guys. I'm also going to do a video about that in the future. But dealing with postpartum depression. So as you can see, there's a lot on my plate, and I'm just like, I can't eat all this. So I want to talk about this sort of strange duality that I feel between my brain and my mind. And if you don't know, your brain and your mind, they are 2 separate and distinct things. We learned this in our undergraduate degree as a psychology student. The brain and the mind are 2 separate things. Okay, the brain is the physical structure that rests in our head, right? It's that physical brain that's sitting in our skull. The mind is separate. It is our feelings, our thoughts, right? Our emotions. That's our mind. So I feel, in my opinion, this weird sort of duality between my brain and my mind. My brain is depressed. It feels like there's just some chemical imbalance that I can't really control. It's out of my control, saying your life is horrible, your life is terrible, you suck, you're ugly, you're fat, you're terrible, you're not that smart, you know, telling me all these horrible things. And my mind is saying, no, I know that I am an amazing person. I know that, you know, I'm beautiful. People tell me all the time, I'm a great person, you know, I'm loving. I have all of these wonderful ambitions. So there's like this, there's this duality. It's so bizarre. And when I'm having these like major depressive episodes, I can literally go back and forth between the two. There's like this battle inside my head between, you know, I call it the monkey chatter, telling me all these mean, hurtful things. And then there's like my mind that's like, no, that's not true. I hope that makes sense. That's what it feels like to me on the inside, you know? Okay, so now that I've talked to you a little bit about what I have been feeling recently and all of the struggles that I've been going through, I want to talk to you about some things that helped me, okay? Please pay attention to this part. I read The Alchemist. I finally got my hands on The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And it changed my life. I see why it is a best-selling book. I see why people love it, why people rave about it. And so here's what I learned. The number one thing that I learned is to pay attention to the signs. Paulo Coelho, throughout his book, throughout The Alchemist, his character learns to pay attention to the signs. If you just look around, the universe will provide you with whatever messages you need to hear. Listen to the signs. Pay attention to your surroundings. Look at the weather. Look at the birds. Look at the animals. How are they acting? Observe people. What are people doing? Listen for signs and follow your intuition, and you will get answers and guidance and messages very clearly if you just pay attention. And this might take some practice. Maybe I'll do a video on how I do that. But man, I started doing this and my life has changed, you guys. My life has changed. It feels like I am going through a spiritual awakening. Got me? Okay. So now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty stuff. We're going to get to the scary stuff, the not so fun stuff, the not so glamorous stuff. And that's suicide. I have to talk about it. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to, but I know that I have to. Okay. Let's talk about suicide. Now, having thoughts of suicide isn't new to me. I've had depression for a long time with suicidal ideations. However, lately, it has become very scary. I'm nervous, you guys, I'm sorry. Lately, it has become very scary for me because I have acted on those suicidal ideations. That's the way I'm going to say it. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to say it the other way. I have acted on those suicidal ideations, and that is terrifying. That is so, so scary. That my brain is so sick that it has convinced me in my mind that my life isn't worthy of living. My life isn't worth living. That's terrifying. So when people talk about depression, I don't play behind that. I listen. I listen. I listen. When people talk about depression, when people cry out for help, I listen. I listen. I listen. Because this stuff is real. And who would have ever thought? Me? Like, what? Yeah, me. Okay, depression and suicide doesn't discriminate. Mental illness does not discriminate. Okay, so I wanted to tell you that. I wanted to be honest with you. So I got to thinking, this is weird. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I got it. Right? Why in the world would I want to cut this life short? So I got to thinking. I said, hey, Google, what is the spiritual meaning of suicide? What is the spiritual meaning of wanting to commit suicide? Why do I want to commit suicide? Spiritual meaning, right? These are all things I'm Googling. And I found many things, but this is what I found that really spoke, sung to me. I found that what you really want to kill off, this is good. What you really want to kill off is the life you are living now. Did y'all hear that? what you really want to kill off is the life you're living now. That's all. You just want to live a better life. You just wish your life was going differently than what it is now. That's all. My mind was blown. My mind was blown. And I'm going to try to find that article for you and insert it in the description box so you can read it and get your life and have your own aha moment. I pray, oh. I'll put it in the description box, but that spoke to me, okay? You guys, ultimately, I felt like I was living somebody else's life in somebody else's body for somebody else's purpose. And that feeling is one of the scariest feelings I have ever felt. I felt trapped in someone else's body like it wasn't me. I wasn't living for me. I was living for other people. You see what I'm saying? I was living to impress other people. I was living for the validation of other people. And that will wear you out, honey. Take it from me. I did it for years. I'm 30. I'll be 30 in October. I'm 29 now. I'll be 30 in October, honey. I did it. Don't do that. Live unapologetically. Live. Live your life for you. And try to be the best person you can be for you. And you guys, if you're wondering about the new hair, right? Giving you 80s, 90s vibes. Guys, which one is it? Tell me in the comment section. Is this bowl, you know, the bowl haircut, is it 80s or 90s? Which one? I don't know. I say 90s. My mom says 80s. I mean, she's older. She would know, right? I don't know. Which one is it? Anyway, I cut my hair because ultimately I needed my physical appearance, my outward appearance to match what I felt on the inside. I needed to express myself, and I needed to do it boldly. And this is bold for me, mama. So I shaved it off. I cut my hair to this bowl cut. It's shaved in the back. You do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do to stay alive. Do what you have to do to find your reason for living, and reroute your life. Change the systems you have implemented in your life. Change the systems, change the processes. Because your life is worth living. You are so special and you are so unique. Oh, I just want to like jump through the camera and grab you and hug you and, well, coronavirus, but jump through the camera and hug you and tell you that I love you. I just want to jump through the camera and tell you, you are so special. You are so unique. Let's go get something to eat, girl. Let's go sip on some tea, mama. Let's get rid of these toxins, okay? Let's live this life. Your life is so worth living. I also want you to know that growth hurts. Sometimes when you're going through this sort of spiritual awakening, know that it's going to be painful. Mentally and physically, probably. It's going to be painful. Because growth hurts, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm exuding a different type of energy now. And that's because I've decided that I matter. That's it. I've just decided that I matter and that I'm important too. You know, and that my needs and my wants and my desires are just as important as the next person. And that's it. I've decided. So the last thing that I want to talk about is a Kundalini awakening. Now, I'm not an expert in, you know, the difference between a spiritual awakening and a Kundalini awakening. You can Google that or, you know, look through YouTube, but a Kundalini awakening is a little bit different. Your Kundalini, from what I know, like runs through the center of your spine, runs down your spine. It's energy. And when that energy awakens, it can shake up your life and feel like you're going absolutely crazy. Like your life is like, you know, going to shambles. And so a lot of times you can be having a Kundalini awakening, right? And you can kind of see if someone's having a Kundalini awakening, darling, you know? And I think maybe I think that maybe that might be what is happening to me. What y'all think? So if you want to see a really good video, Gem Goddess, who I adore, hey girl, she has a video on spiritual awakening versus Kundalini awakening. That's really good. And that's what I watched. And I was like, oh my God, that might be me, girl. So go check out Gem Goddess's video. Again, I will leave that in the description box. Y'all got to check out that description box. It be lit, okay? So finally, I want to leave you with these words. And I wrote them down and I want to say them exactly as I wrote them. Please don't give up. God, I wish. I know sometimes it's hard to hear those words. I wish I can like jump into your phone, into your room and wherever you are and like shake you and tell you, please don't give up. Don't give up. No. No, 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 no. You're so worth it. You're so beautiful. Oh, you're so unique and interesting. Don't give up. No. Reevaluate what it is that you are running away from. Okay? I'm gonna get real with you because this is serious. Reevaluate exactly what it is that you are running away from and figure out how you can change that situation. Because you are worth better. Okay? So what is hurting you and how can you fix it? Right? What's hurting you and how can you fix it? Brainstorm and come up with some ways that you can change your current circumstances. This is going to take practical, real world solutions. How can you fix whatever it is, whatever situation that you're running away from? How can you fix it? Brainstorm. Do some of that word vomiting that I talk about. Just write it all out on a piece of paper. Okay? Because I need you to figure out how to live. I want you here. I want you here on my channel, in my community, because we need to support each other and love each other. Okay? That's it. I just want to tell you that I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos just like this one. I'll see you next time. Bye.